Jason Momoa comes out so loud, obnoxious, flamboyant, over the top. Okay? He has the most fun playing a villain that I have seen in a while, and he just steals the entire movie from them. Hey everyone, welcome back to Candid Cinema. I'm Amanda, otherwise known as AMXND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. Today I will be reviewing Fast X for the familia, of course. I am going to start off by saying that I am not a massive Fast fan. This entire franchise I haven't really enjoyed. To be honest, I don't feel connected to any of them other than Paul Walker. Brian was my favorite. I never watched a full Fast film, but they were always on television and they were broken up between commercials, so I felt like I watched the entire film. It's like one of those situations. But I've seen a lot of Fast films in theaters, which is the only way to watch a Fast film because you're in the audience, you're with a group of friends, and it's just a fun theater experience. And that's what I can say about the franchise. I absolutely loved Fast 7. I thought Fast 7 was fantastic, one of the best in the franchise. And then I watched Fast 9 at a drive-in, rightfully so, and it was terrible. Fast 9 just took itself way too seriously, and you have them driving cars into space. That is where you cross the line. There's a believability factor that you can kind of get on board with, but they just crossed that line. I didn't think Fast 9 was funny. Like, thank God for Roman and Tej as per usual, but there was absolutely no story in Fast 9 for me to even care, and a lot of people felt the same way. Now, going into Fast 10, I had zero expectations. All I knew is that we are getting a mini trilogy out of this franchise because Vin let it slip at the Rome premiere that we are getting 3 films. It's like Fast 10, part 1, part 2, part 3, technically. After watching this, you will understand that that is the only possible way to do this. And call me crazy, but after watching Fast 10, I am very excited to see those next 2 installments. And this is coming from someone who is literally not that much of a fan. Okay? Fast 10 is the most fun movie I've watched this year. Like, straight up action, nonstop. The set pieces were a lot of fun to watch. The editing is just crazy because it's so flashy and all over the place that you will get like a headache watching it, but at the same time, you're enjoying yourself to see what they're going to do next. They did add racing elements more so than they did with 9, I think. There were a lot of things that I really enjoyed about Fast 10, and one of them is that it didn't just focus on like Dom and Letty, but it really tapped into other characters. There's some character development, there's different character interactions that I think that we needed as well. But more importantly, it shows that they're family and that they're all connected in this like final installment. Technically, because they've all been together working jobs and missions, they've had people extend their hand to them. Even the villains like come back and help them out too. So it's just the fact that what started out as like drag racing became like government missions to like a full-blown family across the globe, like full-on international family. And that's what's at play here. But the thing is that without Jason Momoa as the villain in Fast X, part 1, part 2, part 3, there would be nothing here that we haven't seen before. But Jason Momoa comes out so loud, obnoxious, flamboyant, over the top. Okay? He has the most fun playing a villain that I have seen in a while, and he just steals the entire movie from them. I was getting bored without Jason Momoa on screen, which isn't like he doesn't have any screen time. The man is all over the place. Like, in 2 hours and like 20 minutes, I think this entire runtime, he is in a big chunk, which helps the movie immensely from not being as boring as like Fast 9, okay? It's constantly moving. It's perfectly balanced. People are having fight scenes that, you know, you would want to see fight scenes between. It's a bit of fan service, but at the same time, you have such a beautiful, sincere performance from Vin Diesel. That's saying a lot, okay? I think having his kid in play and then having that connection of legacy and generations, they're really laying that on thick. I'm happy they have his son alongside him and understanding what he does and driving and learning how to drive and learning the business and learning what his dad does and bonding over that. I thought that was really sweet that you open with that, and that carries through the entire movie. There are certain scenes in here that make you really feel like we've been doing this for a very long time, and there's so many people that Dom knows that you kind of need to go back and watch certain films to understand how certain people are connected. But I really enjoyed the fact that there was a strong story in this compared to nothing that we've gotten before. I thought that there was a story here. Sure, it's a bit jumbled. Okay, it's all over the place. There's plot conveniences, yada, yada. It's an action movie. I don't need it to be perfect, okay? I just need cars to go vroom vroom and just like have these women kick ass too, which I really love to watch. Letty on her motorcycle has always been like one of my favorite things out of the entire franchise. I thought it was the most self-aware film out of the entire franchise. This movie did not take itself seriously whatsoever. They were making fun of them for calling themselves a family. That's what I loved about this, is that they were making fun of the absurdity of what they've done up until this point, and no one has stopped them. Do you understand that no one has stopped them? It's 10 movies in this franchise. Vin's still going. Universal sees the fact that, like, people are still coming to watch them. Their butts in seats, and that's important to go to the movie theater to watch these movies. But it's just so self-aware, and it's hilarious. They make so many jokes that land. I mean, Roman and Tej together, still like just classic banter. I love it. There's some other characters that have great one-liners, great jokes. I'm trying not to say too much here, but it is funny as hell. It's funny at the absurdity of the stunts that are like just totally not believable, but you're laughing because they've already called out the fact that they know it's absurd that they can do any of this stuff. And that's the difference between this movie and Fast 9. And the fact that they've detached themselves saying, we're going to go all out, we're going to end on a freaking high note, bigger the better, let's go. That is perfect, especially because they laid the groundwork that they're very self-aware of how far this has gone. I can't really get into the story because there are like important plot points that you kind of need to watch unravel for yourselves. But I do think that this is a pretty solid fast outing. The last 10-15 minutes, I have never just sat there like, what is going on? I can't believe this is happening. And I thought Louis Leterrier did a great job stepping in, especially like when Justin Lin didn't want to take on the responsibility anymore. And I totally understand that. I thought he did a great job for what he had to work with. But I was just like, I was having a blast, man. I was having fun. And this is someone who does not care for a single Fast movie at all. I will vouch for Too Fast, Too Furious. I know that people do not like that movie, but my man was killing it. Paul Walker, I loved it. It's just such a fun popcorn movie. It's kicking off the summer. You know you're gonna have like a great summer when a Fast movie is like opening up the season, basically. So I really liked it. I'm not saying it's fantastic because there are a lot of issues with this. Like I said, it's almost borderline nauseating. I got a headache watching it. The camera movements just like too swift all over the place. I do think that the action set pieces and the conversations were kind of balanced, but the location titles were massive. They made it fancy. At one time, like there were 4 locations in the span of, I'd say, 10 minutes. And I'm like, what are we in like GTA here with the way that they were doing it? Like, it felt very Grand Theft Auto, the way they were showing certain location titles. And I'm just like, This is what it feels like now. So we don't technically need a GTA movie. We got Fast and the Furious, guys. Literally, this is what we have. I mean, a GTA movie would be really hilarious to watch. Your lead character just driving on the sidewalk and hitting people. I'm going off on a tangent, but regardless, it'd be funny. Going back to Fast X, I really enjoyed it. Jason Momoa literally stole the show. Praise him for all of eternity for the work that he did in this movie. He has enough of a backstory to really drive this home, especially with the way that they're setting up part 2 and part 3. I think it's going to be really strong. I think he's honestly like the superstar of the Fast X mini trilogy that we're getting at the end here. It's a Fast movie. This is a more self-aware Fast movie. That's all I can tell you. That's the difference from what we've seen before. I gave Fast 9 half a star out of 5. That's how much I did not like it. But I'm giving Fast X a 3.5 out of 5. It was enjoyable. I was laughing the whole time. I was just blown away by what I was watching on screen, and God bless Jason Momoa. I thought it was great. All for the familia, everybody. So let me know in the comments below if you enjoy the Fast franchise. Please rank the Fast movies down below. Tell me which one is your favorite. For me, it's like Too Fast, Too Furious. And then I have Fast 7, Fast 5 is really good, and I really liked Fast 10. I really liked Fast 10. So those are the ones that I'd probably go back to. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. You can always follow me over at AMXND Reviews on Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd. And if you guys want to help me grow this wonderful community, you can find ways to do that in the bio below. I'll catch you guys next time. Keep watching movies.